space on the computer.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Zodiac Energy Empowerment Series.
Thank you. Good
I
to
want
be
to
here.
thank I want to thank everyone for being here today. And this is a dream come true, having this series launched. And we all have, the Zodiac energies, they're all within us. And I'm hoping through this series that we can connect with these energies in a different way and an exciting way. And we can get to know new people, grow new friendships, communities, more dialogues, and essentially, even go to new spaces, because this series is online and in person. We're going to be able to step outside our comfort zone um, and do something new. With that being said, I'd love to introduce our first practitioner who's going to be leading our meditation, Lisa Finelli.
Hello, welcome, and thank you so much, Catriel, for all your energy and wisdom and efforts and creative spark to get this manifested in this beautiful space. Very honored to be here and excited to share this journey with all of you here and get to know the practitioners, some I know, some I don't know, some actually looking forward to collaborating and connecting as well. So Catriel had asked me to kind of do a little opening meditation. I'm actually doing the in-person Scorpio class. We are going to be setting the space with sound as part of my practices. A beautiful modality that is so powerful, as we all know, how music moves us. And just excited to share and really kick off this series with sound. So I invite you all who are here to my business is Heartshine Healing, and I feel, and my mission is to guide people back to their hearts so that they can just shine their inner light, share their gifts, and just live the joyous life that we're all here to be, to learn and so forth, and just expand. So if you would all just close your eyes for a moment and put your hands on your heart space, if you can. I believe some might be in transit right now, but you can do it with your eyes open if you are. So, but visualize, even while you're driving, that space, your heart space, and gently feel your breath, the rise and fall of that space. As we set the intention to create a sacred space for all of us to create from. And by doing that, going within to that your own sacred space. Tapping in through the heart on the in-breath, the out-breath. Giving gratitude for all that we are, including all aspects of the Zodiac series. And allowing yourself to really empty out everything you think you know about the Zodiac series. The attributes. Allowing yourself to be open to learning in a new way, a new perspective. As infinite beings, there are infinite possibilities to create. And I invite you on the in breath to focus on the abundance of all infinite possibilities. And on the out breath, exhale gratitude for them all being here in this now moment. Inhale the abundance. Exhale the gratitude. Allowing yourself to receive all that wants to come through you. And with gratitude, share your gifts, your wisdom, your love, your laughter, and your joy with the universe as we are co-creating this space in infinite moments. As we embody all that is with love and gratitude, we give thanks for the love and wisdom from the Creator that is manifesting through us, in us, with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. When you're ready to open your eyes, and breathe on your own, very naturally. Thank you for this moment. Thank you for this space. Thank you for being you.
Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome.
That was amazing. I needed to calm my nervous system. So this was the important piece right here for us to really experience, is when we want to start something new, having that pause, taking that moment for ourselves and creating that sacred space. And that's where this journey really begins. I'm going to be introducing the Zodiac Energy model we're going to be working with through the series now. And it's a bit different than the rhythm that we're used to. We're not starting in Aries. We're not starting in Capricorn. We're starting with Scorpio. And this is based off of a model that Chris Witecki uses. And the reason being is it's connected to numerology. It's connected to, essentially, it's astro or zodiac numerology. And when we go through the zodiac season, let's just say we're in Capricorn, we always start off with 0. And we go all the way to 29. That 0 represents the sacred space in this model. And Scorpio is all about setting the sacred space for the transformation. If you want to write some of this stuff down, it can be helpful, but it's also all on the website as well. So as we start off this journey, it's really important to tune into our intention. What do we want to create in this lifetime? What do we want to create in the here and now? Because that intention, when we have a strong intention, it's going to take us all the way through to the manifestation. But if we don't know what we want, it makes it more difficult to actually attract in beautiful things into our world. So for Scorpio, we set that sacred space, and that can look in different ways to different people. So from an inner world journey, our in-person class is going to be led by Lisa Finelli, where we're going to be doing a sacred sound journey. Lisa, do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Sure. Excuse me, sure. So for the first class of Scorpio, we're going to be using sound, and we are going to be at a yoga village in Clearwater. We are going to be there. How this came about, which is very interesting, with the transit of Pluto going into Aquarius on January 21st. That was an incredible zap from the universe. And then an alignment for us to do the first class on that date. And it just so happens, we're laughing because Catrell Scorpio, and of course I'm an Aquarian. So I'm like, okay, sure, why not? So I of course listen to the guide, our guides, and of course it all lines up as the universe will always give us that support and love. And of course the sun is going into Aquarius as well. So this is a very huge pivot point, and very excited to be kicking off the series with this huge transit as we are all navigating these obvious changes and transformation, but to use sound to really create a clear space to get us back to our center point. We all have dreams, and we all have desires and manifestations of what we want to experience here on this plane, individually and collectively. And as the beginning meditation, it's just taking all that beautiful energy and embodying it and bringing it down into the physical. So before doing that, it's just clearing out any of the old belief systems, any anxiety, any of the lower, or rather slower frequencies that we may hold in our vessels, and to really get everybody at the 0 point so that they are able to really tap into that wisdom, that visionary, creative spark that we all have. So to really bring in what we want to manifest here in this new earth as we navigate all these changes, as I said, individually and collectively. So very excited to be in Clearwater, and to be with a lot of fellow colleagues and old friends that I'm excited to see as well. I used to live in the Clearwater Beach area about 5 years ago, and I am now up in Connecticut. So I'm going to be making the trip down, and just to see everyone and to be there for the event, and just to really set my own sacred space of what I want to create in my life and share with others. So I think that's it in a nutshell. So thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. And as I said, we have an in-person and an online track on here, and you can do both. You're not committed to the full series, though you probably don't want to miss these classes because they're fun. I don't want to miss them, but I can't. So
There is online.
If I can interrupt, is tomorrow when you do this in person, is it the same thing that you're doing right now?
yes, it
Okay.
is, but with entertainment and food and in-person, gathering. So I'm gonna be going over the same intro essentially.
Okay.
But we will have Julio here, who is going to be doing a steel mace class. So you can see when I introduce him later, what that's all about, and experience it for yourself, because his class is online. But so with that sacred space though, and the going to the online version, we have DC here. She's going to be teaching our intention crystal gridding class. So we're going to experience the Scorpio energy in a little bit different way through the online forum. Because here's the thing is, I could literally do this series with 1,000 different events, but you know, I can only pick 2. So, DC, could you take us into the world of Scorpio through your intention setting and crystal gridding class, and what we'll be experiencing?
Okay, well, first of all, I apologize for being late. I was just sitting here waiting for 4:30, so I apologize. I have my time on.
It's
Uh,
okay.
So the crystal grid class is going to be, I'm trying to kind of explain the crystals and intention. And when you make a grid, it's all about intention and a commitment and your connection to the spiritual. So trying to just demonstrate and show that you can use crystals for those kinds of connections. You can use them to manifest what you want. You can use them to heighten your spiritual connection. I kind of want to make it a little magical and a little mythical, have a little fun in there too. Mostly about your intention. What's your intention? And your intention is 9/10 of your grid and what you want to do and your connection. So those are the areas that I'm mostly going to focus on.
And thank you so much. And make sure you bring your favorite crystal to class if you end up coming to
Show and tell.
that.
It's a good show and tell.
Exactly.
It'll be fun.
And then, so as we've just really harnessed that Scorpio energy, with setting the grid, essentially, that sacred space, what we want to do now is start adding ingredients. So imagine this beautiful sacred space. You can imagine it as a garden. You can imagine it, you know, whatever's sacred to you, like where you go in your meditations, you know, what, like, there's one other piece I have to say with Scorpio with this though, is when you're in this sacred space, it's just you and your creator. And that's the important part, is like nothing else can touch you in this area. It isn't until we come into the first ingredient, Leo, where we start to bring that spark, that fire, that shine through Leo. And so the best way is through our heart. So we're going to learn how to express our heart's desire, what's in here. And sometimes that, you know, means going through a little bit of muckiness, and so it can shine bright. So for Leo, we're going to have 2 different painting experiences. And our in-person practitioner is Gary. I'm going to hand it over to you to express what we're going to be doing at the Morian Arts Center in St. Pete.
Yes, I'm super excited about this. It came at a really good time because this is actually the process that I'm going through in my personal practice and in my personal artwork too. So the way the class is going to be structured is in the very beginning, you know, you just said, get through the muckiness. So I tell clients all the time, get out of your head and into your body, get out of your head and into your heart. And that's, you know, I teach what I need to learn the most. So that's what I'm doing too. And when I do art, I'm all in my head. I can make, I'm a photorealist artist, so I can make a picture look exactly like a picture through drawing and painting. And so this is a really great opportunity for me and to teach to get out of the head and into your heart. So to get through the muckiness, as you said, you know, a couple minutes ago, I'll guide everyone through a short breathing and meditation, just to kind of like get the nervous system settled and just breath work. I'm a breath work guide too, and that's my favorite way to just like get stuff that's stuck unstuck and just kind of clear my head and then go through a guided visualization with people. And then after that, we will start drawing or painting, whichever one. I think did we decide on drawing or painting? Well, anyway, either one, it doesn't matter. Whatever medium that we use. The goal is to just, it's almost like stream of consciousness art, like soul painting or heart art, where you're not really thinking, I'm not trying to make a tree look like a tree. I'm just trying to listen to my intuition. I'm trying to listen to my heart and then just put whatever that is on paper or on canvas. So it could be color, it could be shapes, it could be whatever it is that just comes up. You're just trusting whatever comes up. You're trusting that first voice, like first thought, first feeling, best feeling. And you're putting that onto the piece of paper and canvas and just seeing what comes out. Um, which I think is a really beautiful way to, I mean, everybody's an artist in that way. Everybody can put, you know, what they're feeling intuitively onto a piece of paper or canvas. So that is the idea behind the my painting class that I'm going to teach.
Cool.
Catriel, you're muted.
Sorry. Thank you. Gotta watch me on that. See, it's the technology thing. So for our online practitioner, she's from Glastonbury, England. And she wasn't able to join us today, but she made a video explaining what she's going to be doing. So I just have to share the screen, if you guys are okay with that. I can figure out how to use it. How do I like... Okay, this is interesting. I don't... Perhaps.
It's usually a share content icon.
So it's funny because I'm trying to use my media and I don't see that option. Like my photos. Maybe I can like... Do you know if you can like... Oh, hey, here's Telegram. I can do that. She sent it through Telegram. Hold shift. What? Oh. Okay. Please bear with me. I'm so sorry. All right. There we go. Can you all see?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Of course, it has to load.
Hello, my name is Sue and I'm an artist and a homeopath. And Catriel has asked me to do a little video in the form of an introduction because I'm not going to be there probably at the beginning of the call. Now, you'll have to forgive me because I'm not used to talking to camera without sounding completely artificial. The joy of this is what will we be doing in Leo? Because I'll be working with you in the second week when we're going to look at the energy of Leo. And it's not scripted with a particular outcome in mind. Instead, we are doing what Leos do. We're feeling into things. We're following the heart. We are allowing our dreams to expand. And we are uncovering the true light of our soul. And we may be looking at what blocks that. Either way, we're doing it with a sense of curiosity, with the humility of what it is to be human, and exploring together the sun of our beings, and the glory of what it is to be alive and to feel and to experience true, including the mistakes, true joy. And we're doing it with a sense of humor, because dreaming and allowing our worlds to expand is also really embracing what it is to be human and what it is to enjoy ourselves with other people. And so I am going to press stop and allow this imperfect recording to be shared with you as an invitation to drop the masks and the ideas of the ego, and instead go into our hearts and feel and imagine and dream a better world. I look forward to seeing you then.
Oh, hang on. There we go. Brilliant. Now I'm just gotta figure out how to get back. Sorry. Stop. Stop share. There we go. Whew. Well, I did it once now. So that's all going to be that she was explaining the inner work of what we'll be doing within that painting class, essentially. So for obviously that class, because it's online, you'll have to bring your own materials. So on the website, it's all listed on what you need to bring. Essentially some extra paper, like several sheets, because we're going to go through different layers of the being. Your favorite colored paints. If you have some pastels, we're going to work those in as well. And we're just going to really explore our expressive being. So if you can't make the in-person, you can attend online, or if you just did not have enough of art, you can do both. Then we're going to essentially add another ingredient into that sacred space. And that is going to be the Cancer energy. And that's the Cancer energy is all about the I feel and I set a new vibration. Cancer, its leading planet, its ruling planet is the moon. The moon is all about ebbs and flows of life. It's movement, it's memory, it's emotion, it's our ancestral line, it's the mother. And so we're going to explore in the in-person class moonology. We're going to learn about our moon sign, how we relate to one another through that moon sign, how that all plays a role in how maybe we express our emotions. And we're going to do a moon ritual. So unfortunately, Michelle is not on with us right now. She's supposed to be coming later. But she's working today doing readings. So yay. she's doing what she does best.
That's great.
But so then for our online class, it will be taught by Bernie Brown, who is from Northern Ireland. And she's going to be teaching a class in regards to the empath. And we have one of her students here with us, Malka, who attends Thrive Academy. And so she is definitely a transformational coach, and her accent enough is to make you want to go to the class. So unfortunately, she was not able to attend tonight. You know, time differences and whatnot. And then for the next energy, that the ingredient we add to this beautiful sacred space is Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is all about the I believe and the I expand. And so we're going to be exploring our belief systems, our storytelling, and how can we use those tools to expand ourselves. And so we have our in-person practitioner here with us, Sherry Keenan. Take it away.
Thank you, Catrielle, and thank you all for being here. I really appreciate you. For my session or series, we're doing something a little bit different. I'm inviting everyone to my home in Odessa, Florida. We have 8 acres of property here. Most of it is protected Florida wetlands. And for my offering, we're going to be doing some sacred storytelling, oral history, and telling about the past is just such a lovely way to honor those who came before us. And the story I'm going to be sharing is the emergence of the Lakota people and the story of Wind Cave. And I'm really excited to share this and to share our space and our home. We're going to be gathering in the evening around our very large fire pit and just getting snuggly and cozy and just sharing kinship and the opportunity to share space together.
Thank you so much, Mary.
You're welcome.
Excuse me. And then for our online class, it's going to be led by Roots. He was not able to make it, at least right now. And so he's going to be taking us through the journey of the tarot. Not necessarily the journey of the Fool's journey, but our own personal journey. And so he's been working with the tarot for a very long time. I don't even know how many years at this point. I don't think he knows. So he's going to be guiding us in learning to identify more of our self through the reflection of the cards, essentially. And what things maybe we need to shift to expand ourselves. And it's actually great because the way he's going to be teaching this, when we get to Aquarius, like it's going to be built on through another practitioner here, which I won't announce yet, but I will in a moment. Oh, we have 2 more guests coming in. Hang on. I'm so sorry. All right. So welcome to our new guests. And so for Sagittarius, we're really bringing in the Sagittarius energy is so unique because of the fact that it's the eternal optimist. It literally is like the Fool card in the tarot, which is why I had the idea for this. It's being able to follow spirit, God, whatever word you have, the universe, and just essentially having complete faith in the process. And that really comes with connecting to what we believe And if there's something in our belief system that's holding us back, it would be nice to identify it, you know, so that we can shift that and really expand ourselves for the journey. And so when we think about it in the context of what we're manifesting, imagine, you know, something that you want to manifest. Like, say I want to manifest a house. If you believe that you can actually get that house, that's a problem. So we have to really look at even, you know, the deep rooted things of maybe what led us to, like, I don't believe I can manifest the house because it's too much money. And then you have to kind of go into that. Well, where did I even get that belief from? So we're going to be going through, you know, different aspects of what stories we tell ourselves and shifting that. And then, as I say the word shift, we shift our energy into Aquarius. And Aquarius is all about, where do I belong? Where do I not belong? Because oftentimes we figure out where we don't belong before we find out where we do belong. And we shift our frequency. And that does come up with a shakeup most of the time. You know, and you know, like, we have to sometimes experience the things that don't resonate with us first, so we can even tap into gratitude. And so for our in-person Aquarius class, we will be doing laughter yoga. So I don't know if anyone has ever done laughter yoga before. Yeah. Sherry,
So
how
much
was your experience with that?
It's amazing. It's so much fun because you know, it's just like you're being a kid. You don't expect the laughter to come out of yourself the way it does. The expression is amazing. It's incredible.
Did you feel comfortable while doing it?
Yes, I did it when I was in yoga school, so it was part of our practice.
Okay.
And so the way that they led it was very it was, I don't know, every time I think about it, even still now, I find so much joy in it, the thought of it.
You know, it's funny because I had a very unique experience with laughter yoga. Okay, so when I launched the series the first time in person, this was the last class we got to because COVID came into the picture. So it was quite interesting. So my first time experiencing it was this, you know, was this practitioner that I asked to help lead this class with me. And she guided the class in such an interesting way, where we started to laugh about things that you would not normally laugh about, things that like make us upset or angry or all of these different types of emotions. And I feel like it's super important, you know, to like, you know, we often say laughter is the best medicine. It really is. Because when we start to, well, here's the thing. Laughter, did you know? Here's a did you know? Did you know laughter, like the body does not know the difference between a real laugh and a fake laugh? So when that occurs, the body is going to start connecting new emotions to whatever it is that maybe you had a rotten relationship with. And it shifts it, it shakes it up, and it takes you into a different frequency. And that's the thing. It's like we're here to shift our frequency on this planet. We're here to you know, make this planet a better place than when we got here before, you know? And so this is the class where if you feel like you're in a rotten mood, come to that class. Set your intentions of having a better day and I guarantee you will walk out a different being. Unfortunately, Elizabeth isn't here with us to talk on this, but you will meet her. And it's a donation-based class for this one, so please make it out. And set your intentions early. Then for our online Aquarius class, we have Kristen that's going to be teaching. Kristen, would you mind taking us into your world of Beism?
Okay, sure. So over the last, I don't know, since 2016, I sort of left the regular 3D world. I had a long-standing career in human services, education, nonprofit, and this coaching and intuitive development system sort of birthed through me. And the thing that the way it like resonates with the Aquarian thing is I'm encouraging people to, it's sort of like by going in, we can better find our place of belonging, and that we can drop the artificial ways that we identify and conceptualize ourselves and others. The more we tune into the energetic experience, that we have in real time. And so the Beism allows us to do that because it enhances your awareness at 5 frequency levels internally. And then it helps us, it's helped me and other people I've worked with better kind of tune into where they do belong and what's for them. And on the larger level, I'm thinking in terms of the collective consciousness and what our bigger job is as light workers, to help people move into their sovereignty as humans on the planet, and at the same time, honoring their individual differences, but coming into a clearer awareness that it's the internal, our spiritual beingness that we all have in common. And sort of moving toward the idea of like a conceptual ideal, like having a federation, like on Star Trek, like, there's all these different sorts of creatures and beings, hanging out together, and each culture is honored and appreciated and known for their strengths, but they get to all have a common, like they agree to a way that's for the best and the highest for everyone. So that's kind of where I feel like the Beism is going in terms of my social messaging. So it's something you can apply to yourself, work with clients with, and also just kind of holding in consciousness that idea that, we can create a world that works for all. Yeah. So in the class, we're going to do, I guess I should say what we're going to do, what we're actually going to do. So in the class, that was very in my air headspace. So kind of Aquarian, the way I described it. So I'll come into the earth plane here with a little more Virgo. We're going to do some, we're going to check out how we're doing on the 5 frequencies. With muscle testing, which probably a lot of you know how to do, but some people who come won't necessarily know how to do that, with using your body as a pendulum or whatever tools you like to use. And then we're going to get into some small groups in the Zoom. I'll be brave enough to do that. I haven't done it for a while, but we'll do some experiential activities. I encourage you to bring cards if you are a tarotist or if you work with Oracle or whatever your favorite deck is, because I do use cards when I'm doing the 5 frequencies also. I find it's interesting to check to see, like, compare how your card things come out relative to what you check on when you're doing your, yes, no answers, or checking kind of how you're doing with your alignment. So I have you check out, like, are you kind of low, medium, or high on these 5 frequencies of alignment? And then we'll pick, in collaboration, we'll break into small groups a couple times, and then in collaboration with your partners, I'll encourage you to pick one thing that you would like to focus on shifting, and take an accountability partner with you from the group, to support you in that, after the group. So I'm really, really honored to be part of this. I was holding in consciousness, being in some kind of a collective metaphysical cool experience online. And I was thinking, oh, I'm going to need to get with that. And then Catriel just poofed this out of the ethers. And I was like, all right, I'm there. And I'm really excited about what's to come, like the energy that's just building here in this online interface. I'm really feeling that. And I so appreciate everyone being here and everything you've done, you know, up to this moment to get here. And I'm excited about how this is all going to unfold. So
Me
keep it
too.
happy.
I think it's gonna be great.
And so we then, after, you know, Aquarius, we shift our frequency and notice, like, as we've been talking through the different ingredients we're putting into the sacred space, we haven't even communicated our intention to the universe yet. Why? Because we needed to get our heart aligned, our soul aligned. We needed to get our belief systems in check. And now we needed to shift our frequency because we had to realize where we do belong with our intention. And now we start to communicate that to the universe. And so for Gemini class, Gemini, as you know, is the twins, right? Like, you can't have one without the other. It likes to talk. It likes to communicate. It likes to improv. And that being said, for our Gemini in-person class, we will be doing a little experiment. It is going to be an improv class through sound and storytelling. So, and then we're going to put it all together. So we're going to just have a really fun time, really working our acting skills out and our improv skills. And, you know, it's good to move that energy and communicate with other people, because that's the thing, is like, we have to get anywhere in this world, we need to communicate. And so we're kind of testing that out a little bit. And so Nettle Greenman will be teaching that class. Unfortunately, she was not able to attend this Zoom. She let me know. But she's excited to work with everyone who, of course, comes to the class. And then we have our online practitioner, Carrie Wisdom. And she's going to be teaching a compassionate communications class. Carrie, would you mind sharing more with us?
Hi, can you hear me okay? Oh, great, because I can barely hear you, but I'm glad you can hear me. It's not working both ways. I don't know why, but I'll figure it out another day. I do have a client that's going to be calling in for their session at 5, so I'm going to have to jump off, but just so you know, I'm not jumping off to run away. But yeah. But some of you are familiar and have actually taken the class, but it's been a workshop that's usually at least 4 to 8 hours to do it. But so I'm going to condense it, and it's really about taking us consciously out of the old paradigms that we've been stuck in, which is the perpetrator, the hero, and the victim. And when things aren't going our way, and interpreting that as feeling victimized, whether it's by the universe or by a person or by a religion, it doesn't really matter what it is, but pulling us out of that through compassion. And I'm going to be giving people exercises to help them to identify those ways that they block that compassion, because the compassion is really the uniting force between all of us. We all want unity and oneness, and the compassion is it's the energy between the people that connects us spirit to spirit, where we see past the ego and we see past those paradigms, and doing exercises to help practice that and to actually just levitate, rise, lift up the consciousness around how the ego can work to get in the way, and how our focus on oneness and unity can resolve that, and it's the real solution to it. So that's kind of a summary, but I'm still working on condensing 8 hours into 2 hours. So hopefully I want to really find that balance, which I'm used to having, in my workshops. So doing it online is something, it's new for me, and I'm excited about it, the opportunity to do this online. So thank you so much. I honor you. And namaste to all of you that are light workers here that are doing this work with our beloved Catriel. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I truly appreciate you, Mer. So we're gonna have a really stellar communications, getting our vessel really working with using our throat chakra in a heart-centered way, in a compassionate way. And then that's perfect because we dive right into Libra after that. We harmonize everything. We find balance, we harmonize, and we allow ourselves to receive. And that's super important, especially when we're talking about, manifesting and co-creating with the universe. We often forget to say, oh, wait a minute, I need to allow myself to receive, because often, especially as practitioners and as sensitive beings, we give away a lot. And so what we're going to be doing for Libra in-person class is Ray Prevazzano. She was not able to make it to this Zoom session, but she is going to be leading a 3-hour workshop where we're going to be doing like a songwriting, poetry writing, open mic night workshop. So that is all about relationships. We're going to be doing group work, splitting up into groups and writing songs and poetry. And then we're going to be presenting them. So it's really getting into collaboration. It's also getting into, what do you want to communicate? Like, it's so important to find what you want to communicate so that you can bring it in full with art. And so Libra really captures that. My friend Andrea, I'm actually in her apartment right now. She always taught me, she's a Libra. One of the things that you can do to help balance out your nervous system, and it's called the hemisync. And so it's simply taking two parts of the body and putting them together, or you can even do it this way. And what Libra does is it balances both parts of the brain. That's the energy that's being presented. It's uniting the heart and the mind. And so through this workshop, we're going to be doing that. And then we are, for online, going to be doing a relationship workshop. And we have our practitioner here, Star. Would you like to talk more about the relationship class? I know we don't have every detail planned, but we have, a guide.
Okay, so the relationship class is really going to start off based off of relationship with self first. I'm going to dive into that more or less, asking certain questions to have each individual dive within to answer questions about self. And also from there, you'll get to see based off of the relationship of self, like how is it that does that expand with the relationship outside of self? And it's also there's going to be an inventory of how is one speaking, how are the individuals, how are people in the class or beings in the class speaking about themselves, how are they speaking about others? We'll be able to actually see on the outside how it's being reflected back by others. It's basically what I would say, how can I put it? Looking at what you co-creating, or what one would actually say manifesting, which is, it's not something we do here or there, something that we do on a daily basis. That's something, it's what we are always doing, but it's really diving deep within and being honest with self. There's no right or wrong answer, but you'll get to see that. It's to experience it as well. There'll be certain steps, in a sense, to allow yourself to go deeper. And also tools that can be used to bring what one is seeking, like as far as a relationship with self, relationship with others, relationship with the outside world. And I also feel that from personal experience and working with clients, just knowing that as we're going deeper into certain aspects of this, that you'll come away with a shift, a higher understanding of what it means to have the type of relationship one is seeking, because everyone is seeking some form of relationship, but to remember that it all begins with self first. So we're going to begin there, and then you're going to come away with knowing in some aspect how to take that and bring it out into how to have that in your outside world, and what tools can help you anchor that in or keep you in that space, remind you, because it's, a daily practice pretty much. So
Thank you so much, Star. And so at this point of the manifestation process, we're kind of blending all the energies together. We're stirring the pot and we're harmonizing it, and then we jump into Pisces energy, which is super unique. Pisces is all about the I sense. It's all about I feel compassion. I understand these terms. Pisces is a very interesting energy because of the fact that it's like kind of in the clouds a little bit. And so we're going to be really jumping into those type of subjects, essentially. And so sorry. So for the first, like the in-person Pisces class, we have Alasa, who's going to be doing working with the Akashic records and doing past life regressions at our 3 miracles. And as Lisa and I, we actually attended soul school together there. It's a very, very powerful space, and Alasa holds incredible space for this process, for us to go deeper into that process and identify the nuggets of gold that will be helpful for our journey. Lisa, since Alasa isn't here, do you want to say anything in regards to that process?
Well, I could speak to my experience.
Yeah.
There at Soul School, and it was a Scorpio Pisces smoothie I think that I was going through, because I had just gone through a huge transformation, trying to find myself, who am I? What am I? What am I doing? All these questions, but knew I had a bigger purpose in trying to find me, like who am I, and know thyself. And when I with Soul School, it just Alasa was able to help me see things through the Akashic records, how to see my own relationships, as Star spoke about, how I saw and how it all came back to self, how I was projecting out, or, and then seeing the beings in my life in a whole new way, like having that compassion, having that other perspective to see the interaction between my energy and whether it be a family member, a friend, a relationship energy. And that's where so much, I guess, awareness, forgiveness, compassion, expansion, these are all just words coming to mind. It just, my heart just grew, and I was able to really forgive and move on and let go of anything that I thought I knew, the old belief systems. And it was just with Alasa very much like spiritual cheerleader. Like, she saw things in me that I couldn't even see. And she was like, no, you're already there. You're already there. So she had this oneness, that Pisces energy, that the like from the clouds, the high level perspective, and the support that she gave to those that are looking to expand, find their gifts, find who they truly are at a core, is really what I experienced there. And of course, the community there, it was all about collaboration as well. And interestingly enough, you mentioned this because a lot of what I'm seeing now are these visions that we all had and were able to manifest and talk about at that time back in 2017. And now all of these changes are just, then it was maybe a smaller pocket of that I could see of people that would be open to these concepts. But now it's just exploded, and it's just incredible. So Alasa helps you go back to these old belief systems to find that origin point. And a lot of what she taught me is what I also use to help my clients to find that origin point of where you hold the trauma belief and that energy that might be stuck and stagnant and ready to go. So it'd be a great class, and excited to see her again. So hopefully that helps.
Thank you so much. And thank you for being open to that impromptu.
Improv, I get it.
Exactly. We hit that concept already. Now it's under our belts.
Yes, thank you. Sure.
And so then we have our online practitioner, Maureen, who's going to be building on that a little bit more and having some fun through astral projection class. Maureen, could you tell us more about this class?
Hi, I can't get my video to work. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So yeah, we're going to do an extra astral projection meditation, so that you can pretty much travel wherever you want to go. It's I find it very interesting and exciting to do. I've just recently graduated from a hypnosis school 10-month class. So I'm certified with them through their association, International Hypnotherapist. And it was lots of fun to learn all that and do that and experience just being able, with other people. I'm sorry, I'm outside. So you hear other little doggies. Yeah, it should be a good time. And I look forward to sharing this with people and hearing their experiences on where they end up going during the astral projection portion of the class.
Thank you so much. I'm excited for that one. I'm gonna call him my dragon, I feel. Then if you notice, we have not hit any earth sign within these ingredients yet, which is super interesting, right? So now this is the first sign we actually jump into in the model that we start grounding things in. of course, because we had to go to the highest height to get there with Pisces. So now we're going to jump into Capricorn energy. And Capricorn energy is all about the decide, like I decide, I commit to, and I build the foundation for. And so for our in-person class, we're going to be doing goat yoga. Yes, I just said goat yoga. I'm super excited about this because I was watching what's it called, the not Jewish matchmaking, Indian matchmaking, and I was just thinking about goat yoga, and I was like, where can I find this so that I can do this for this class? And lo and behold, it came up in every direction, goat yoga. So I'm like, brilliant. Okay. So, and what's interesting is, like goat yoga, the goat is the sign for Capricorn, and that being that's going to be there with us is going to teach us something. I don't know if you've ever seen a goat climb a mountain. They're completely fearless. They get the job done, and they completely tune out anything else that's in their way because nothing's in their way. And so that's something that we can learn from. Once we decide on, what is best for us, what we want in our life, we can commit to it and go full force to build that foundation. And so I feel like that class is going to be very, very helpful. And it also is a good transition into our online class that is with Jeremy and Elisa. That is becoming your own CEO of your life. Take it away, guys.
Lisa, do you want to talk or do you want me to talk?
Elisa,
I can get started. Sorry, I was on mute.
Okay, just like
no worries. Yeah, so a lot of what essentially Jeremy and I work together professionally as well. And what we do is, and especially for me, what I do is I take a lot of the modalities that we as practitioners administer, and I take that into the corporate world. And so what we do is we help administer that so that they can take and put actionable parameters around that. So one of the things that we are going to do in this series and session is, oftentimes we do our vision boards and we set all this intention, but what I like to translate things into is more like action boards. And we use different tools like Trello and other things to make things very actionable, right? A lot of times, like, everyone right now, especially right, New Year's resolutions, they set them and then they tend to fade and people don't make them actionable. Now, Jeremy also has part of this series we're going to be incorporating is, and I'll let him speak to that here in just a minute, is he has this seeking for happiness and being a CEO of your life. And he's got a whole series that he has that we're going to incorporate some of those tools and techniques, do some goal setting, how to achieve those goals, how to achieve and really truly create that manifestation for you. So Jeremy, I'll let you speak to that piece.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Yeah, for me personally, like I've had an interesting journey. Lisa said I have actually a YouTube channel I'm just starting up called Finding Happiness. And that all started, like I had cancer when I was 19, and I decided like during that moment that I was going to be happy. And if I was happy, I won. And if I wasn't, I lost. And that has kind of just carried me through. And I did better on that protocol than like anybody had ever done. Like no blood transfusions, nothing. And like nobody did that, right? Like that was unheard of. And the doctors are like, we don't believe you. And then a year later they did. So, for me, I've kind of just continued down that journey. And I've actually realized since then that, every decision that we make in life is actually just an attempt to be happier, right? And, happiness I define very broadly as like positive emotions, right? So I've started developing this framework to become the CLO or the chief life officer, which is like the CEO of your life, where, you can start to figure out what really makes you happy. And then what are the things you need to do in order to do that? How do you need to shift your life? What needs to change? And so I've been developing that. And then Catriel and Elisa reached out and said, hey, maybe this might be an interesting thing to do. And I was like, oh, it's perfect timing. So we'll see where it goes. And like Elisa said, we're still kind of developing it and figuring out exactly what it'll look like, but I think it'll be fun. And I always try to bring like a little bit of like Tony Robbins meets Simon Sinek kind of style. So I think that'll be pretty high energy and energizing for a lot of people.
That's amazing. I love Tony Robbins, and my goal for this year was to go to a Tony Robbins event, and ironically, I just signed up for one. So the free one for the year.
What'd you sign up for?
Oh, goodness. I'll have to tell you the name of it later, but it's presenting January 25th through the 27th.
Yeah.
Something like Make Your Shift or something like that.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
was like, this is perfect.
For sure. If you get to go to a live one, do it. Like, just find a way, like, because he's not going to be around like forever, you know, and he's
Right.
already been losing his voice and everything else. So if you get
Wow.
an opportunity, make it happen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And so the Capricorn energy essentially is like really like what the platform we're building, you know, like that foundation for our manifestation to really come into existence here. And so I've been sitting too long, sorry. Then we transition that energy. The last ingredient is the 9 energy that goes inside the little circle, and I'll tell you what happens after that, is the Aries, the I take inspired action. And so the Aries energy can also bring up, you know, the inner child. It can bring up, you know, you like if you think about it animal wise, you have the sheep and you have the ram. And so there's a lot to those particular archetypes. There's the baby all the way to like, let's go run a freaking race here, you know? You have like warlike mentality, you have leadership, you have all these different things. But what's interesting about how this model like leads up to the Aries is we've done all of this hard work already, and now we're ready to literally just take inspired action. It's all already there for us. And so for that one, I wanted to have a super fun class for the in-person. I mean, they're all kind of fun, but we're going to be doing a game competition night at all 5 elements. And so I encourage you to dress in costume, like, you know, I don't know, be a Viking or a superhero, something, you know, that brings you super joy. And we're gonna go through different games. And so my practitioner that I'm partnering up with for this class is Chris. You there?
Yep. Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
So, can you tell us a little bit more about all 5 elements and some of the like what we're gonna have during that class?
Yeah. What comes to mind, you know, with the Aries energy, I have a moon sign in Aries is, you know, a lot of just kind of tactical thinking and efficient thinking and logic, you know, big on that, like that ways to really make things actually happen in the real world and using direct communication and logic to make moves towards your goals to make them happen in an effective way. So the shop, you know, just it has a great spiritual energy about it. So it'll be a cool place to hang out and do our thing there. But as I've grown up, I've just personally started to just kind of pierce through anything I see as not truthful, because I don't want to have my time wasted or anything, and I just so I guess with the Aries, you know, it's a little bit fierce, but also childlike, but also very action oriented and just straightforward. So I'm going to do my best to just talk with a little bit of spontaneity, which is also Aries fire, of whatever comes out, and with a lot of little tricks, little logical tricks to really make things happen, and how to be more effective towards creating things. I think it'll be kind of a different point of view. I mean, we all have different points of view, but I mean, I'm pretty big on the mind and logic and all that stuff. I know the heart stuff is important, but I'm very much a mental person, an organized person. So I mean, the power of straightforward communication and you know, realistic stuff. I'm also very realistic, being a Virgo sign, of how to actually get a business going or create something you're wanting to really make into something that you love. The realistic things you could do on a day-to-day basis to become more efficient or have the right mindset to make it happen. And definitely the zodiac knowledge helps a lot. You know, if you're collaborating with different signs, you know, they each bring a different skill set to the table, and it can be really effective to synergize with the right people. But also looking through the eyes of truth, which I feel like for me, 2024 is going to be like the year of truth. You know, it's rising to the surface of really being really realistic with who you're working with and what you're feeling in situations, and making the right choices. I think it comes down to making really good decisions on what you're going to do to make things happen. So I don't know that, you know, Aries is a cool sign. They like action, and I'm actually a Virgo sun sign. I have an Aries moon sign, but I think I do have some of that influence of just really left brain thinking, of realistic approaches to creating physical manifestations. And you know, with the Aries, that they can be kind of hard workers, so coming down to, you know, sometimes sacrificing and just doing things you don't want to do, and having the resilience to move through things that are tough, and embracing hardship, and just logical things that can help you, like ginseng, you know, or echinacea, or herbs, the power of the earth, different tools you can have in your arsenal to help you when you need healing. Like I made like this drink today, this kind of healing tonic with garlic and lemon and ginger and turmeric, and you know, that's like a, you know, being an Aries, you know, you have like all your weapons or whatever, and that's my potion that to help me when I get sick and stuff. So for me, I feel like life's a battle or a quest, and we've got to overcome these challenges and become stronger and become more than what we are. And only through facing challenges and knowing how to overcome them do we level up. So having the right mindset and the right endurance and logic and efficiency and communication skills can be really important to make that happen. There's definitely a lot of other stuff I could think of, you know, to say it, but yeah, I think we gotta have fun too. I mean, with this superhero stuff, I guess just embracing like our superhero version, and being childlike at the same time as being a warrior, still being lighthearted about stuff. That's a powerful thing too. Just whatever, being silly, being like a kid. Um, but I don't know. It'll be a good opportunity for me to practice talking. I have a lot of stuff in my brain, and it'll be good to practice talking in front of people and sharing that perspective. But that's all I can think about right now. So
Thank you, man. And for our online Aries class, we have Julio, who is going to be teaching a steel mace class. Could you tell us more about that? And he'll actually be at all 5 elements tomorrow for the in-person launch.
Thank you, Catriel, and also thank you for including me in this. I gotta say, you know, being amongst all of you practitioners who are clearly so passionate about your practice, you know, it's wonderfully daunting to be included in this. So thank you all so much for sharing the space and co-creating. First, I want to comment on what Steel Mace Flow is. Now, Steel Mace Flow is an unconventional functional movement system that utilizes the steel mace. Now this, I want to show a little perspective, is a steel mace. As you can see, there's a weight at the end of this. It's an offset tool. This one in particular is about 10 pounds, and this is typically what is used. Now, the steel mace is it's based off of an ancient weapon called a gada. A gada was essentially a bamboo stick that was tied to a stone, and that's what many warriors would use in battle. They'd also use it to train. What most attracts me about this movement modality is that it allows you to find balance and to be able to ground, but also being able to use a lot of yang energies to be able to complement strength training. Okay, and whereas yoga is a little bit more in the yin, it allows you to be rejuvenated and ground. And obviously strength training is a little bit more yang or more active. This allows to accomplish a little bit of both. I'm going to be actually one of my favorite parts of the practice is being able to create a story out of the movements and being able to hyper focus on the archetypes of Aries has been a really, really fun project. And I'm personally having a blast with it. So, however, just as Chris was saying earlier about some of the archetypes within Aries, it's the courageous leaders are born out of this. Particularly when I was talking with Catriel about a lot of the philosophies and such, he mentioned a lot The Art of War by Sun Tzu. And one of my favorite quotes from that book is, in the midst of chaos there is also opportunity. And when you're just looking at this practice, it does seem rather daunting. There's a lot of different movements in order to continue to keep that functionality with it, because ultimately it is a movement-based practice that is rooted in injury prevention. But also it allows you to access flow state. And flow state, what that's called within the brain, is transient hypofrontality. And for those of you that are familiar with accessing flow state, whether that may be yoga or ecstatic dance, being able to access that with the resistance of a weight is a lot of fun. It's very freeing, it's very grounding, but allows you to move energy. And for me, the flow that I have choreographed for tomorrow's event, but also I'm looking forward to the online event also, to be able to really dive a little bit deeper into these different archetypes of Aries. It is going to, every move is going to have a purpose, and every move is going to have an attachment to these types of movements. So within this, I'm really excited to be able to share with you this practice that I'm so passionate about. But this practice, obviously in modern day, is much different than what the gada was used for in ancient times. Whereas the gada was used more so for the external battlefield of war. The steel mace in modern times is more so used for a different kind of battlefield, the inner battlefield. And that's something that really excites me. So because of that, you can call a lot of these movements a workout, because it's very physical. But what I like to refer to it rather is working inward. So I'm very excited to share this with you. If you've never heard of steel mace flow before, I would welcome you and invite you to look more into it. You're welcome to follow me on my Instagram. That's basically all my my Instagram is rooted toward Steel Mace Flow, so it'll give you a good idea of where I'm coming from and what I look to share with you all.
What is your Instagrams? If you can just share it with us and make sure, because I'm very active on Instagram. I'm very interested. I'm a weightlifter and whatnot, so I'd love to see more.
Yes, I'll put it into the chat, and you know, for anyone who wants to connect, I'm more than happy to connect, and again, I'm looking forward to all of everyone else's session as well. But yeah, and I also want to say, Catriel, you know, you're thank you for creating this space. You know, you've really made I think all of us feel very comfortable. You know, your laugh is very infectious as well, like I must say. So you know, but so thank you for including me in this, and you know, I'm excited.
Thank you so much, Julio. And just a brief little, you can, with all the practitioners, there's an online and an in-person part of my website under classes that takes you through the Zodiac Energy Empowerment Series. And with the practitioner, you can look at all of their links. So I wish I had more time to show you more, but we're already getting at 5:34. But let's go into Taurus. So this is the birthing of the manifestation, guys. But there's one step after that too. So the I manifest, for that class, it made so much sense to do something that you actually get to feel the manifestation of it. And that is the conscious cooking class. And so we have our practitioner here, Melody Porter, who's going to be leading that. Melody, take it away.
Oh, I'm on. Okay. Okay. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna put our hands into some food and create a beautiful meal together. So not sure what else we're gonna do. It's gonna be great though.
Any
I
ideas
mean,
on what we're
we're
eating?
just gonna get down to it. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna make us do this from complete scratch, which would be awesome. But because it would be like something from the ground and creating something very beautiful, which it's funny because I, as a Libra, often have to ground myself very, you know, okay, Melody, it's time to ground, it's time to ground. And so doing this Taurus conscious cooking, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be in the flow. That's all I have to say.
And, you know, another thing that Melody and I have had many conversations when we were talking about doing this particular class, you know, because every single class gives you a new opportunity to set an intention. And it also gives you an opportunity to take the intention you started with at the very beginning of the series. If you know, started at the very beginning of the series, which is here now, and put it in consciously with love into your food. So you're actually taking it in from a physical perspective and internalizing it. And so that's something that when I make meals for people, I set the intention of what I'm putting into the food. And that's something that's really powerful. And I've seen like so many people just be like, oh my gosh, every single time I do that. And I notice a difference when I don't do that, you know? And so like it's an opportunity to really just bring in your heart to this conscious cooking space. And speaking of grounding, we have our online practitioner, Lisa Bromfield, who is going to be leading a grounding tree of life meditation and also concepts of gratitude.
Yeah. So hello.
Holy camole, really on your website, Catriel, how you pulled all of these amazing people and amazing souls together. You should put a background story. I'd be happy to help you write that. We should put that together. This is phenomenal. And it's coming at a time where in 2024, energetically, everything's energy now. And so, right, so this is just phenomenal. So I haven't put a lot of work into the tree of meditation, tree of life meditation yet. I've been extremely busy with clients coming in from out of town and such, and training with me because my practice is basically blown up in the last 2 months, which is an incredible blessing. We didn't kind of introduce ourselves, but I'm an energy healer. I'm a Reiki master teacher. I'm a psychic and I'm a spiritual teacher. All of my work is virtual. And of course, everything is channeled in from Creator, from a Hasham. Everything is channeled in, and I feel very, very grateful to be with this group and be the channel. So this meditation, I'll probably just, be talking to spirit between now and then, and seeing what that's going to feel like, and how we're going to pull the energy in to ground us all, right, and help us connect more deeply, because trees are about rooting, right? And really gathering that lovely energy of mother. And we so need that mother energy right now, right? Because the planet's just kind of exploding with earthquakes and all these other things going on. So, I want to just be able to pull people down, let them settle, let them connect more deeply, and just kind of pull it all together. Now, having pulled all of these other elements in, from all the other classes, which are phenomenal. I'm like, I want to make time for every single one of them, because everybody here is just such a lovely energy, such lovely offerings. And there's just a little bit of everything. It isn't like putting the most beautiful on. I'm Jewish. I like to eat. This is like the most beautiful meal together, right? With all these beautiful ingredients, all these different energies. So Catriel, congratulations. God, I knew we crossed paths for a reason, and we started doing a podcast and such. And so we'll get this out on social media, since I have a huge social media presence as well with my inspirational talks and whatnot. We'll get this out. We're going to have a great attendance, and it's going to be a lot of fun too. So thank you. A lot of gratitude.
Thank you, Lisa. And then, since we've birthed this manifestation, it's time to step into the Virgo. And the Virgo is the 11 energy. It's 2 Leos that are coming together. Oh God. And so it's about the embodiment at this stage. It's really grounding in that embodiment. And so for the in-person class, we have Shay and Michael, her husband, that is going to be doing a candle making class at Third Eye. Shay, take it away.
Hold on, guys. Can everyone hear me?
We can hear you and see you now.
Okay. I was trying to figure out the mute thing, and I was like, wait, it's not working. Hello, everyone. I see a lot of familiar faces, so hi. So Michael couldn't be here today because he's actually still working. So I'm very excited about this Energy Speaks series. Catriel, good job. I love that I was able to attend this because I got to see such lovely individuals, and I'm really excited for this because I think it's going to be awesome. So good job. I know you've been working really hard. In terms of it, so for just the idea and flow, you're going through different phases of the zodiac signs, and Virgo and working with candles seems to be a good match, because I think that it's also, on a side note, doing this as the final step, you are actually making your candle for your intentions and for your transformation. And because candles are a microcosm of all of the elements, I think it's very, very good to, it was a good call to be able to have participants make their candle after they've been through the entire series and are able to utilize different tools to implement transformation. This will serve as a microcosm to their commitment, if you will. I don't have any Virgo energy in my chart whatsoever. I kind of thought Catriel was a little off base when he presented it to me. I'm just being honest. But the whole idea of I create, is that right? It's the I create?
I embody.
I embody, excuse me. It's very fitting for my shop. It's very fitting for the energy. Catriel has known me since before I had a shop, before I had a house, before I had any of the third eye model. We go way back. And that has been kind of the transformative process for third eye. I've embodied what I've been envisioning for the last 7 years and building it and essentially going through the 12 phases of the Zodiac to get there. And ending at Virgo with being able to implement it and really embody that transformation process. It seems almost poetic in a sense. So I look forward to it. We're going to be making 2 candles to operate as the portal for the transformation process. Each individual is going to be able to essentially, originally we were going to do 2 white candles to just represent the portal, but I kind of, and this is even a surprise to Catriel, so surprise, as I'm listening to this, I feel like there should be the 2 candles, one being white to represent spirit going through the portal, and then one of a color of the participants choosing to really embody what they need to get to that higher level of elevation. That's something that just kind of came to me, and I think that feels right. That feels right to allow them to kind of customize it to where the individual is at through this transformative process. So
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. So first of all, congratulations. We just made it through the entire energy model. And so there's a couple tiny things that I'm going to address really quickly because I know we all have lives as well. We have the website. It is your best friend to know what is going on. I have the calendar in 3 different places. I have now a section that has to do with events that will tell you when things are going on and who's teaching them, how much it is, all of that good stuff. I'm also, another important piece I'm working on very diligently with Amazon right now. My journal for this series will be out soon. I just have to figure out what the heck they want from me in regards to the title, because I'm not changing it. So I have to have a conversation with them, and then hopefully within the next 72 hours or so after that conversation, it will be ready to have on Amazon that you can order it. Which will be a really good tool for setting your intentions and going through the entire series if you choose, or just bits and pieces, or if you want to work with it on your own, you can do that as well. But this journal is gauged towards the classes that you've just heard about. Oh my gosh, I missed one. I'm so sorry. Carmela's class for Virgo. She's teaching a essential oil class and learning how to work with them to your fullest potential. I'm so sorry. Carm, I love you. And she couldn't be here with us today because of a death in the family. So if we could send her some love, that would be amazing. other couple things is we have t-shirts, which Shay is the one making the t-shirts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then we'll have sweatshirts as well. And then does anyone here have any questions? Well, speechless.
What time is the event at All Five Elements tomorrow?
Oh, thank you. The event tomorrow starts at 6:30 for the market. Kind of gets people coming in. 7 o'clock promptly we'll be starting the class. It's the same class that you saw here, but you're gonna see other practitioners come that maybe weren't here. And it will be a blend. So eventually we'll all get to meet each other. And yes, there's going to be Julio, who's going to be teaching a steel mace class at 9 p.m. For $20. We're going to have DJ She-Wolf and rapper Fredo there, which is going to be awesome. She's like literally one of the best DJs in Florida. Don't know how that happened. Baruch Hashem. And then good food, really, really good food. I'm just blanking on her name right now, but it's vegan conscious food, which is amazing. And it's held at Chris's shop, All Five Elements, which is going to be absolutely incredible. So please come on out to that. And with that, any other questions? Oh, two more. Okay.
I just wanted to add, for those of you that would like to participate in tomorrow's Steel Mace Flow session, I will be providing maces. So don't feel like you'll be left out. If you want to participate, there will be maces provided.
How long is that class expected to be?
I typically will go for about an hour. You know, safety is a huge thing for me. So to be able to teach the foundations of the flow is very important to me. So, you know, as we're going through the class, I'll be talking about some of the you know, archetypes of Aries, but the online session is where we'll go much more in depth into those and how they coincide with the movements.
Brilliant. Kristen, did you have a question?
I just wanted to remind you to let people know I'll be at All Five Elements tomorrow night.
Oh, yes. And Kristen will be at All Five Elements. Even though she's on the online, we're going to have kind of a blend of, because Julio is also at All Five Elements. Sorry, my brain just literally glitched. See, this is how we know like how long to gauge these things.
Right. So I'll be there, like, I think at 6:30 is when the event officially starts. And I think Julio's starting at 9. So hopefully I'll be able to maybe participate in that as well. But I will be doing 5 frequency wellness workups and theta healing for those who are interested in that.
Brilliant. Yes. And really, really quickly, Sue, I see you're on here. I'd like to just introduce you really quickly. I know we had your video, but it would be great to see your actual being in the live. Are you
well,
here?
you can't see my actual being because I'm actually driving home from London. So it's impossible to see me in the flesh on the Zoom. You'll have to just have like the radio effect. So we'll go back to before television. There was no picture. There was only sound.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Sue, for coming on, even though you're traveling through London. I mean, well, through England, I should say.
Yeah.
Did you want
thank
to
you for having me.
Did you want to add anything from before or anything?
I don't think so. Were there any questions that came up when people watched the video? Because I was succinct, I do believe.
Right. Okay. All right. It seems not. So you did a good job.
Okay, good.
And then on that note, as we open a portal, I like to close a portal. So, Lisa Bromfield, would you be, will you help us to do that through gratitude?
Yeah, let's good. All right. Why don't y'all just close your eyes for a minute? And I want you to take a nice deep healing breath through your nose and let it go through your mouth. And take another really gentle, deep healing breath through your nose and let it go through your mouth. And I just want you to settle for a moment into your heart space, grounding your feet, feeling the roots of Mother Earth come up underneath your feet, wrap around your shins and calves and your knees and your thighs and connecting up to your root chakra at the base of your spine. And as she holds you down gently with her love, feeling the vibration like your feet are connected to the center of the planet, I want you to take a moment of gratitude. What is your heart grateful for in this moment? And feel your heart expanding, almost coming out of your chest as you silently think about what you are grateful for, the many things in your life, the small things, the breath that you woke up taking this morning, your health, whatever that may look like for you. And place your left hand on your heart, your receiving hand, and receive that love to your heart right now for you, for how you are showing up for yourself today and the planet. Feel the love all inside of you, radiating out to the entire planet, to this entire group, the entire world, because we are all one. And in this oneness, we are remembering who we are. And that is love. And today we close with gratitude for that love. Take a moment, come back to your breath. And when you're ready, ever so gently, open your eyes.
Thank you. Thank you so much for everyone showing up here today. And let's have an epic 2024.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Touchdown.
It was nice meeting you all. Very lovely energy, and I look forward to going through these courses with you all. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank
everyone. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice
Bye.
to meet you.